he joins up with the Negro League, Baltimore Elite Giants. He comes back to Havre de Grace. He uh, goes to what's the name of the place across the river? Um,
Perryville.
Port Deposit. He joins a team in Port Deposit. We have a picture of that, of him in a team in Port Deposit. And then somebody hears about him, that he's a good hitter, he's a good pitcher, and he, they encourage him to go into Baltimore, and he then auditions like for the elite Giants in Baltimore, and he's taken onto the team, and then we can just show some snippets of his later life. He's a Negro League star, and then Jackie Robinson gets into the major leagues, and the leagues are over. The Negro leagues are over, and so he takes up other things, tennis and
Construction.
becoming a
Construction.
yeah what heavy something, I guess it's heavy equipment operator, something like that. We have to look that up. Heavy equipment operator, but the final thing is him going around to speak to children in schools about his experiences, especially in the Negro League. Now, Stewart said that he sent something to you.
Yeah, but time out. Let's go back over it one more time. So, he's born in Havre de Grace. He becomes an orphan because of what?
His mother is shot.
His mother is shot, and they never found the killer.
He and his brother decided that they were going to stay up to tell this man, Mr. Prettyman, or whatever name I decide to give him, to tell this man that he is not to come and see his mother anymore.
Okay.
But they fall asleep, and the only thing that Ernest hears is the shot, and then he suddenly wakes up, and he wakes his brother up, and there's a slam of the door, and the man is gone. And then the brother tells Ernest they go out into the hallway, and then the brother tells Ernest not to move. Now Ernest is telling this story about the murder to Mr. Avery, who is the man who had the livery stable.
Right, who gave him his first job.
Yeah, so he's sleeping on these bales of hay,
and stuff.
And the horse hits the side of his stall, and it sounds like the shot. And so it wakes him up, and he sort of screams in the middle of the night. And then he tells Mr. Avery this story about he was actually there. And he tells Mr. Avery that it was just he and his brother, and the police almost wanted to, because they had no suspects, the man had gotten away and whatnot, almost wanted to accuse the brother, who was like a 12-year-old kid, of killing the mother. do you own a gun? Do you, you know, that kind of thing. So,
Wow. All right, and then he becomes an orphan. Now, the grandmother takes the oldest son, but not Ernest,
right.
and he goes to one other place. Was it an aunt? No place else.
No, he doesn't. There's a conversation between the grandmother and the aunt and some of the other people in the community who just feel as though they cannot take on another thing. They can't. He can come by and get something to eat every now and then, but we cannot. They just cannot assume responsibility
But
for him because they're all suffering.
he's how old at this time?
He's about 8, 9 years old.
Wow. Okay. So it could be conceivably, but go on, that he doesn't want to, but go on.
Yeah, he doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to, he doesn't want to impose on them. He knows there's not enough to eat, so he's got to figure something out.
Yeah.
As well. So you don't have like bad people, you know what I mean?
Right. No. You have people that are saying, I mean, you can have some of these things even just written up on the screen.
What's his name said that there was stories about what the women were expected to do. Yesterday, Dr. Come on. Schomburg, Johns Hopkins.
Oh, Larry Jackson?
Yes. Those maids or those women were forced to work all the time, and
working in people's houses.
Yeah, and sleep on the kitchen and stuff like that. Yeah,
for very, very little money.
Yeah, stay there while they went out and had fun and stuff. Yeah. Or whatever. So yeah, there was a terrible thing. So that's also part of it.
They were making like about $25 a month.
Yep. So that's also part of it too. Mm-hmm. So when this opportunity comes to go to Canada, he takes it, and he gets it because of the livery, and he helps this guy cut wood, or this guy is selling wood, or he's gathering wood to sell in Canada. What happens?
Right. He sees this interest that he appears to have about wood. Mm-hmm. He's gathering wood, he's selling wood, he's this, that, and the other, and so the guy is. He's got all this stuff, but he thinks when he gets to Canada, he's got to unpack all of his stuff. And here's this boy that
But it's not true that his son is handicapped. His son.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
so that's part of the story. Now, Ernest lets the family know about his going to Canada. He goes to his grandmother's house and says he needs his birth certificate.
Nice.
And his mother kept all these things in a box, everybody's birth certificate and stuff, report card and stuff like that. So his grandmother says, "What do you need your birth certificate for?" He said, "School." And of course, black people, some that school needs, they would provide that. So the grandmother gets the birth certificate and gives it to him. Once he gets the birth certificate and puts it in his pocket and whatnot, then he tells his family that he is going to Canada.
Wow.
And he's about 10 years old.
Wow.
But he is, but these experiences that he has had, I had this really good thing that he asked his brother. He said, the people from the church had given him a jacket, and the jacket had been hanging on a nail behind the door in the kitchen. And so says, I need to get my jacket. I need to get my jacket. And brother says, you cannot go back into the kitchen. So when he's at the funeral, and so then just before the funeral, the brother goes back to the kitchen to see if Ernest's jacket is there, and the jacket's gone. So when he goes to the funeral, he says he's crying, but he doesn't know whether he's crying for his mother, because his mother is laying out there dead, or whether he's crying because his jacket is gone. Because he loved this jacket, and it was given to him by some women of some church or something or other. It was the only jacket that he had, and his brother then gave him some kind of little sweater to wear that was kind of had holes in it, and wasn't very warm. So so the woman, Mrs. Avery, gives him a jacket from one of her children had, and she was holding on to it when the little one got big enough to wear it, but instead she gives it to him. But the jacket sort of becomes a part of the story to make that children can't really understand death and sorrow and loss and that kind of thing. That's not, it's not something that just comes naturally to them, and that it's just, even at 10 years old, when you're kind of mature and whatnot, it's very hard for them to understand what death means. So this thing about the jacket comes in a couple of times into the story about this loss, that he is just so upset about this jacket being gone.
So he doesn't know how to deal with death, so he misplaces those emotions onto the jacket? Is that
right,
what you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Alright, yeah, because kids do that all the time.
Because what?
Kids do that all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. If they're upset about something they don't understand, and then, something's wrong with their sandwich, they'll go, this sandwich! And just throw it at the wall.
But
adults do that, honestly. Immature adults that don't know how to process their feelings.
Right.
But everybody does that. They associate, stuff with, whatever.
But no, plenty of adults misplace and project.
So this thing would take a lot of how to present it, how to get the images, how to get the
it's just money.
it takes some money.
Time, yeah. You can,
I have some money from the church.
You could just do it in a storytelling format, just like you're doing it now. It's really good, I think, and it's riveting, and we're getting the whole story now, because it's a lot you're gonna have to do just to write all this down.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes from Canada. He goes up to Canada, and he becomes a lumberjack or woodsman.
He's trained, yeah.
And he comes back to the United States when he's 18.
He comes back to the United States
And
when he's about 15 or 16.
All right.
And then for the funeral of his sister. And then
sister. You mean his brother?
No, he has a sister. Yeah, he had a sister.
she was younger than the oldest brother. She was younger than him.
Mm-hmm. And when he comes back, that's when the conversation is going to about what's going to happen with this war, and they're saying that the Japanese, that the war is going to move from Europe to Southeast Asia or to Japan or this that, and they're just talking about the fact that there's going to be that the war is not over. It's going on.
And he gets
I have to get some of that timing correct, because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the dates, like for the when the thing on Japan, on the Pearl Harbor.
1941 is Pearl Harbor.
1941 is Pearl Harbor.
Yep. And he gets he joins the military even though he's under 18. He gets in the Marines.
Gets into the Marines.
Yeah, because he was so big.
Yeah. He was.
He was a monster of a dude.
Yeah, he was a big, tall guy.
You'd have to get Ray Lewis to play. He's the only person who has a physique like that and stuff. From chopping wood and all. But yeah, and then go on.
And then so after that, how to bring in these, and we were talking about sort of the ending to bring his message out to children and to
right,
to the community.
Marine Corps goes to do logistics in the Pacific Theater, plays baseball, guys tell him he should probably go out, auditions for the Baltimore Elite Giants as a part of the championship team.
Are we going to be performing this in the church again?
I guess so. Why?
No,
it's better in the hall.
no. You just told the story. We're just going to put the video to the story and just do it.
What do you?
Because we can't assemble all these people, and we can't. We just have to do it. We can't, and they can't sit in a room and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It just has to be like a visual thing with the story behind it.
I think,
just lay the images over.
well, if we don't want to worry about having to worry about other people, depending on other people, we could film it.
Yeah.
We could film it on location.
We've got the equipment. Only the parts that we need filming. Like the beginning. The beginning has got to be.
I see. No. Either it's all film or none. Because you can't engage an audience with film and then turn the film off and then turn it back on again.
We got to, man. This is third world filmmaking, man. We're doing the best we can. Sure.
Third world, they've got dependable actors to show up on time.
We'll just write it in the script, you know what I mean? This is the story of Earnest Burke, you know what I mean?
Well, we'd have to see, Peter. We're not making any. That's why we're kind of meeting to get everybody's ideas, not just one person.
And I've got connections with multiple production companies that we can enlist the help of. And I'm sure I could get into the college's props again. I'm sure the professor would let me do that.
Wow, I didn't know all that.
Yeah, man. I've studied theater for 5 years. At least I got connections out of it.
Anyway, you feeling okay? You want something to eat?
I could use some coffee.
Yeah. You know what to do.
So
Did we miss anything? With the Eli Giants, that was a championship team. I think they won, yeah.
Were they? Okay.
And he played
2
outfield
years.
and pitcher. But he had really no formal training. He was just doing it. And he could hit.
He could hit, yeah. There was in the script. There was a little episode about some boys playing ball out near the school, and sort of not interested in him because he got nothing. They said, you know, you got any cleats? No, he doesn't have any cleats. You got any? No, we don't. And then they said, oh, well, you're a stick and stone man. And so they throw a stone up in the air, and he hits it. Hits the stone, and stone goes all the way over the thing, and then he starts.
Can I have a slice of that pumpkin roll?
Yeah.
Take the whole thing.
Take the whole thing. Yeah. And then they then he starts running away after he hits the ball. He just drops the stick and start running away, and they come back. Hey, Ernest, come on back. We think we can use you. But he can't come back because he's gotta earn money to live. He's gotta, you know.
When does that happen with the stick?
That happened that same morning of the that he was telling Mr. Avery the whole story about the thing. And Mr. Avery is sort of giving him some advice, you know, and just saying, you know, you can't dwell on that. You can't keep thinking about that thing. And he's saying, well, I just keep thinking about my jacket. You know, I need a jacket. I want my jacket back. And then that's when, you know, Mr. Avery said, well, we think we can do something about that. But you've got to be thinking about school. Mr. Avery is insisting because he's taken in other boys. And he said somehow or other these boys that either run away or are out on the streets all of a sudden think they don't have to go to school. They can, they're just free. And so he said, but if you're going to stay here in my place and do any work for me or earn any you know, get your board and whatnot here, you've got to go to school. And I insist that you go to school. So Ernest, you know, said, I promise you, Mr. Avery, I'll go to school.
Alright, but when does the stick and the rock happen?
So he leaves to go to school, and that's when the stick and the rock happens.
Mr. Avery's. What's the name of the family that takes him in Canada? Doesn't matter.
I haven't gotten it.
How is he treated in Canada?
Well, he goes to Canada, and he says, everything is white. The land is white because it's full of snow. The house is white. The people are white. Everything is white in Canada. And he's sort of like that thing that Booker T. Washington said. Feels like a huckleberry in a bowl of milk or something, remember? And so he doesn't know whether how he's going to feel about Canada. But when he goes to the school, he sees some brown children that are Indian children or that are black children or something. He sees some other children that look like him, and because he's so tall, so big and so tall, they ask him what grade he is because he's been left back when he was here. He's really in third grade, so he tells them either he's in the fourth or fifth grade, and they put him up to his grade because he's
So
a big
big
guy. Yeah.
That's amazing. And with that, that's how he gets into the Marines, even though he's truly underage.
Mhm.
So he could trick the Marine guy by saying, even though he's got a birth certificate, he could say, but look at my high school diploma. Right? Because he's got a diploma.
Yeah. From Canada.
He's smart. And he also impresses the Marine guy with his ability to measure and cut stuff, lumber, and organize. Lumber is very, very, it goes through several different stages, you know.
Yeah.
And he is really adept at that. Because he's going to school and doing lumber.
Yeah. He's working, and most of them up there are, you know, going to school, but they are also trying to succeed in some winter sport. They are training for either racing, for skates,
ice skating,
yeah,
or racing. Yeah, they do that. Hockey is big.
Hockey,
up there.
yeah, big up there, right? So so he's not involved in that and so much in that because he's working. He's trying to, you know, become a lumberjack or whatever. And so he's
Well, he's just struggling in school. I mean, he is a couple grades ahead of himself, so he's got to get all that discipline in mathematics and stuff like that. But he's just been kind of wandering around up until then, looking for trouble, hanging out with people 8 years old on the streets, getting lost. You get lost when you're 8. You really do. You really can't figure out how to get back home. That happens as well, I think. Especially because he's gotta kind of get out. It also could be that he's just uncomfortable with all the kids there, that he's sort of out of place, that his brother has taken on the alpha male role of taking care of them. I don't know. But, he comes back from Canada with some money, but not a lot.
Oh, when
He
he
may
goes
go
to,
to- he
when
may-
he goes to the funeral, yeah, they insist that he go to see his sister who was very, very sick. So he goes on train. It's the first time he's ever been on a train. He goes on the train and comes into Havre de Grace or Aberdeen or wherever, and then he but by the time he gets here, she's passed, and and then he is talking with these men, you know, the men of the family, and they're all talking about signing up and, you know, going in the army and whatnot.
And yeah, he can
And
also.
that sort of gets him going, but
Yeah.
he goes back to Canada, and then in a couple of years he says he's got to
he could also have a conversation with the Pullman porters on the train. These are the first black people he's ever seen, really. And yeah, so, and they could also tell him, yeah, boy, your best bet is get involved in this war. You know, because if you can make a name for yourself, they'll take care of you for life. And he's, you know, what? Yeah, he says, you won't have to work up there, you know.
What does he say in that interview?
It's hard, boy. It's hard life, hard on your hands.
What?
Lumberjack.
Oh yeah. That's Cochise, big time lumberjack. Are you feeling like your muscles are getting stronger and that kind of thing?
I mean, I think I'm definitely losing weight.
Nice.
Oh, losing weight.
I
Good.
saw my love hands. I couldn't believe it.
And you are you can lift heavy things. You know now. There's a method of
Lifting.
of lifting. Yeah. And Whatchacon said, Peter said that the Home Depot is just full of Christmas stuff.
Yep, we just put out the Christmas stuff. It's got Christmas stuff on this side and Halloween stuff on this side. Not a single Thanksgiving turkey.
So,
no one celebrates the important holidays anymore.
Crikey. This one, right? Stewart.
yeah.
I haven't seen Stewart in years.
Yeah, he's still around. Picking up a little job here and job there.
We are.
Coaches, when you get finished with that, I think you have to bring one of those other, there's a can up here, bring up another can, and
Yeah, you've seen this. You've
I
seen
need to
this.
get, and there's that, are there any gloves any place? I don't,
Here?
yeah.
I think there's a pair in one of those cabinets.
Oh, really? Because I have to have a lot of weeds that have to go in the trash, but they have those things on them, you know, those thorns.
Stickers, yeah. But they're not that bad now, but they're still there. You've seen this one. This is the one they did at the University of Baltimore. But what do you think of her story? I think it's good.
They translate perfectly to film.
I know.
1942.
Get Kaufman on the horn. Chuck Kaufman. No, not funny.
What? Who's Hoffman?
Charlie Kaufman. He's a
Yeah, the actor?
famous film director.
Oh. I thought it was Scorsese.
Here, we'll do the joke over. Get Spielberg on the horn.
Yeah. We got this great project, doll. You'll love it.
Who's that Star Wars guy? Lucas. Get Lucas on the horn.
Talk to him.
He's not doing anything these days.
Hey, Lucas, what are you doing, Lucas? Huh? What are you doing?
Oh, George, you washed up dumpling. Oh, what are you up to? Huh? Oh, nothing. Just swimming in pools of money.
Where is my coffee?
Isn't that it on the counter?
No, that's grandma's that she never drank. You've seen
So you
that.
just need me to bring a trash can to the front?
That is an amazing.
You need to bring a what?
Trash can up to the curb?
Alright, no, the big one is Tuesday.
Oh no, you don't have to bring it to the curb, but you got to bring a can, an empty can or something, up here onto the deck, and there's a, we have some trash. Oh, I lost this. What do I have to do?
Where's your phone? I don't know. You've seen that interview though. It's every 2 minutes it'll power out. Unless you touch it.
Yeah, this is only about. Is there any more to this?
No. No. He didn't send anything.
Oh. Is that for me?
I had to use your phone because I'm recording. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing.
Hey, so I wanted to let you know that I'm going to get on the horn with Facebook really soon here, and I'm going to bring your issue up. And then I'm here with Cochise and Grandma. If you want to talk to anybody, I've got you on the speakerphone.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
Hello, yeah.
Yeah, you can hear me? Did you hear anything I just said?
Yes, you said that you wanted to let me know that you were going to get on the horn with Facebook and that you were going to bring my issue up.
Yep.
I heard you.
And I'm here with Camay and Cochise if you want to talk to anybody.
Oh, well, good morning. I was surprised.
Good morning.
Your mom said she might have been going to church. She changed her mind?
No.
I did go to church.
Oh,
It was,
praise
yeah,
God.
yeah, it was lovely. They talked about Father, Son, and Brother Moon, and Sister Wind, and somebody, Cousin Fire, or whatever. But yeah, it was very good. It was environmental service about the environment and saving the earth and that kind of thing. It was very good.
Oh, wow. Oh, I got to ask Peter, and that's what Ezra is dealing with. Saving the earth, Father, Son, the piece that I wanted to send to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just interesting that you guys just called right now because I listened to the service with Betty on Sunday mornings online. It's very, it's very interesting how God is working in his world, which is our world, and what we need to do is to continue to believe in prayer.
Mm.
And which we keep saying, we have to live in faith, not fear. Oh, that's wonderful. Hey, God will make a way. This is, we're just on loan.
Mm. How you did you look at what service did you look at online? You didn't look at Peter's service thing, Reverend. What's her name? No. Okay.
Oh, I don't know about the Peter service thing, Reverend who?
She's a Native American. Huh?
Did he say?
He can tell you about it. Yeah.
Okay, because I did become affiliated with the Native American whatever on Facebook, and they are in contact with me, but I don't know this Reverend, so he'll have to let me know.
Okay. Okay.
Because it's
She's a Lutheran minister, but they don't have a church. They are. She's on the Eastern Shore. I think I told you about it. And she has this service in various locations on the Eastern Shore, and it's just very, very, very interesting.
Oh, absolutely. Well,
She had it in a vineyard last week on the Eastern Shore. And I'm going to call Glenna because there is a farm owned by two black women near Preston. And they have some kind of a tree on their farm that they think is somehow connected with Harriet Tubman or slavery or something, and it's very interesting.
yes,
But it's right
indeed.
near Preston, yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. Very cool. Okay, well, you sound wonderful this morning.
Yes, Coach Jesus here.
Hello, my darling. How are you?
about me, Aunt Lil?
Oh, my goodness. How you doing, Bo?
I'm doing all right. We were
Oh,
just
good.
doing the story of Ernest Burke. You have to be the sister and the sleeping mother. And there's no other women in that whole play, is it?
The grandmother.
The
We were having a
grandmother.
producers meeting.
No,
Oh,
Mom,
okay.
you're the
Very
grandmother.
good.
Huh?
Very good. That sounds exciting.
You're the grandmother.
So, Camay, are you going to be the grandmother?
No, I'm not going to be anything. I just do the writing and come up with the ideas that they say, yeah, you can do that. No, you can't do that.
Okay.
That's what a producer does.
Yeah.
I see. I know about you producers.
Well, did you hear anything from George about your page or anything?
No, not at all. To be very honest with you, I just put that, especially after I spoke to my sister, she just said, look, okay, just, again, this is just like all the lessons that we're learning, just put it in God's hands. It basically, it cannot do me any harm. I felt, what's the word, that I had been, I felt like I had been raped.
Right.
That it was like a what's the word?
Invasion of your privacy.
Yes, privacy. Thank you, dear. And
So you didn't report it or anything?
no, I have not. I left it alone. And I was just too much out there and I had to take a moment. And like I said, I talked to my sister, and then I said, let me just talk to God.
And I'm upset. It should be humbling.
And say what, honey?
It should be humbling.
Oh, absolutely. It's extremely humbling.
He's got 537 followers.
Yes.
That's money, yo.
Well,
He's doing better than any of us.
Well, look, wealth comes in doesn't necessarily come in dollars and cents.
It's true. And that really isn't any money, but still, it's better than we've
So,
done.
I mean, we have no idea where it's going, who it is, if it is money. It is, the exposure is not detrimental to me. It's just that in this world that we're in right now, people
Steal your
can
identity.
can just go ahead and take your identity, Camay, from your credit card to your
Facebook
to
account.
your name, to your Facebook, to your phone. I mean, if you would see the ridiculous things that I get on my phone, these messages. Oh, you've won $1,000 for this, and just click here, and you will be deposited into your Cash App account. 5,400. Or you've won this Apple thing, or this whatever. Yeah, really? And then you can't get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you try to do. You can delete them till the cows come home. You can't get rid of them.
I know.
I have tried. Believe me, I have tried. And but well, my understanding is once you open it, you are exposing yourself, and heaven forbid you decide to put your information in there. It's a wrap. So I mean, it's very, very humbling. It's like you say, it's very humbling. And if we don't have faith in that this is all going to be rectified, I don't feel like you said, Camay, that this can necessarily hurt me. I mean, whoever this person is not saying anything detrimental or negative in reference to me.
Mm-hmm.
I just, what are you going to do? Even if Peter, you'll find out what you can do, but what can't you do?
Yeah.
I'll find out.
People can do whatever they want to do right now with your identity, and please don't let them get a hold of your Social Security number. But they have access to it anyway. They want to get it.
Yeah.
How do they get your phone number? How are they able to text you? How are they able to do this? How are they able to do that? They just do it.
But see, Lael, all this time, and you never knew.
No, I didn't.
How many people wanted to be just like you?
Well, okay. That's not what's humbling to me. What's humbling to me is that if this is, you don't have to perpetrate who you are in order to go ahead and do what you're going to do. I don't need anybody to perpetrate the fact that I am my father's daughter. I don't need anyone to perpetrate the fact that that is what I do. I'm dealing with, a tribute to my dad and to the people of that whole era and to our ancestors. That's what I do. That's where I am. And it's a matter of, passing this forward to our children, to what they don't know. We've got to save our children. Our children are it's horrible. I sit here sometimes because where I am in Betty's house, I'm on the top floor and I face the front. My bedroom is the sweetest to the front, and there's 2 windows there. And the folks on this block start at about 7:30 in the morning. And they sit outside in front of the house, and it goes on until maybe sometimes 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. If you could hear what I hear, and the only way I can really get rid of it, or just I can't listen to it anymore, is to put my headsets on, or I have to come downstairs. They're going to solve the world's problems, but the language and the way that they deal with their children is just incredible. It's just incredible. But it's happening everywhere. What you going to do? That's just like with Facebook. What you going to do?
It's hopeless. It's hopeless.
I'm getting a call.
No, nothing is hopeless. As long as you believe in God, it's not hopeless.
525-9169. Who is that? 525.
They'll leave a message if it's important.
Yeah.
We'll call back.
Hello?
Yes, Jim.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got another call on my phone. I don't recognize it. 525-9169.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. People be calling you from Zimbabwe. You know, they just people just call. And then, you know, I have that influx of that taxi cab out of all the numbers that I would pick when I got my new phone number.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it's a taxi number that's on the internet. And the company did not remove the number.
Well, I'm getting a lot of scam calls too. You got to be careful because they're making it sound like they're human.
Yeah.
Instead of it being an Indian guy and then you hanging up right away, they've got it so it sounds like an American guy, but it's all these pre-recorded messages. I tested it one time because I answered it one time and they're like, "Hi, it says in our system, you know, in our job searching system, you're trying to find a job." And I was like, "Who is this? Is this the Maryland Department of Labor?" And the woman went, "Okay, and I see here that you've got, you know, this, and this." And so the next time one of them called, I just yelled into the phone, and it was the same responses. So it's still just a bunch of robots. They're just getting smarter with it.
Yeah. I don't answer. If I don't recognize the number, I don't answer.
Yeah, unless they leave a message saying, "Hey, this is, you know, blah, blah, blah."
Half the time, I don't even hear it ringing. That's my problem. I turn mine off because I'm in production, and I don't hear it ringing. All right,
Yeah,
you
I
got it?
got you.
Did you see mine today?
Huh?
Did you see mine today?
No.
This is the story of how dog got the fourth leg.
What about the fifth one?
Okay, well, can I still?
Yeah. It's up there. It'll be up there forever, I hope. Anyway,
Did you do it on Twitch?
no, I did. I use that for like my rehearsals and stuff. I'll have the green screen on and I'm just, you know, trying it out. But the real ones I record and then I edit them and I do the background. So, yeah, dogs originally only had 3 legs because everything else has to run, you know, to eat and stuff. But dogs, they just have to hang around humans. And so it's the story of how dog finally got that 4th leg when mouse and cat and boar and all the other animals had 4 legs except dog.
What about snake?
Now, snake didn't have any legs. And then birds only had 2, but humans only had 2 too. God tried to get humans to give up one of our legs. Shit. Alright. It's a funny story. It's from Japan. But anyway, yeah, I'm about to get on with them. I do a chat thing with them and because I've got some issues too, so I'll bring up your issue. But I wanted to check in with you first to see where you were with it, you know.
That's where they've got like you saw the page and
Yeah.
but the only way I can get access to it is now. Now remember, I don't know if you remember, but back a ways when I think I was working with you and I don't know if it was you and Chief or you and Ali. Anyway, that you created another Facebook page. I have 2 Facebook pages.
Yeah. We gotta look into that too.
Yeah, well, one,
Alright.
but I don't.
Do you want to?
I need to. Is there a way that you can combine
No,
the
that's
both
alright.
of them?
I'll get into the
I mean, I've got
business
pictures and
Oh,
stuff up
yeah.
there. I've got.
I'll talk to them about that. Yep. They've allowed that to happen too. I'll find out what you have to do for that. You may, I don't know, you have to call or something like that. But there is a way to do that. I know. I had to use my phone because I was recording Mom telling the Earnest Burke story. It's really involved. It's really good too. You know, the things she wants to do for Black History Month up here. Man, they could build this whole city off of the Earnest Burke story. It's just unbelievable.
I got you. Well, your mom has done such phenomenal work in reference to it. She's so blessed.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And you know, it's the ultimate in, I think, like deference and pride and, you know, self-confidence and stuff where you don't even have to promote your own thing. You can be so noble as to promote something else. You know what I mean? I think that is awesome. That is just awesome.
Absolutely.
So she's doing a really good job. But she was really excited about this thing. Oh, so this pastor, Karis Graham, she's got a Lutheran thing. It's not, you know, she's doing a fantastic job. She's going all over the state. She's on the Eastern Shore, and she's making videos as opposed to meeting in church and stuff. And all the things relate to stuff. And so, you know, abolitionists and stuff like that. I don't know. She's got it all.
Did you send me her? Do I have her link? Did you send it to me?
I may have. You might like it. Yeah, you might like it. The guy who sings is just, he's also Native American, but they go on and on with his singing. Of course, you know, I'm like my mom. Gosh, just no patience.
Well,
Bored easily.
Well, you know, that's in our DNA.
Restless, yeah.
Because I get that way too. Okay, that's enough of that now. Let me move.
I know it. I know it. And your mom was the same way.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, well, it's all very, very. It's all very, like you say, humbling.
Yeah, it is, and it's a long, long journey, you know. And the old man was right. You only get there by doing the work. There's no shortcuts, and it's a lot of failure along the way. So you just get used to it until you hit it.
Yes. You know, that's also in the DNA.
But
It's tenacity.
yeah.
Tenacity.
But I think,
tenacity is only built on faith.
yeah. But I think you're right. I think I'm on that path though, toward that. You know, as this thing gets more and more refined, it is toward that Darman kind of thing. So.
Yeah, I like Darman. You like Darman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see his videos all the time. But
Ali and them, they all laugh at him, but you know, he's he who laughs last.
Why do they laugh at him?
I don't know. They think it's silly because they're, you know, they're kids and they've got to be like, oh, but, you know, it's old people stuff, so don't worry about it. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I go after the Asian market, because you don't deal with that stuff, and they're unified. The kids will show it to the parents, and parents will, you know, they share stuff and all. So it's totally different.
Well, what's also, do you ever want? They have this Asian version of Darman where they give these stories and they're speaking in Chinese or Japanese.
Wow.
And they give you the words underneath.
No, wow, I gotta see that. You are so good.
Where they tell these, you know, these events in life, but it's an Asian a version of you know, people that they're the same as Darman, but it's Asian, it's in Chinese or it's in Japanese. I don't know the difference, but
I don't know, but I don't even know, are we gonna make it until January 20th?
what do you mean?
It's a long time between now and then.
I have faith.
Oh, gosh.
We just have to continue to have faith. I mean, it's hard. It's hard.
Sugar, this one is going to be one of those, like, 4th and 1 at the 6-inch, you know what I mean?
Right.
You gotta line everybody up and push.
That's right. And even when you get the touchdown,
He's still behind. Yeah.
Even when you get the touchdown, the coach is going to challenge it. If we use a parallel to
That's true.
football, it's going to be challenged.
It's true.
The ruling on the field has been challenged.
Time out.
Time out. You know, they're going to be throwing the flag down and it's going to be challenged. Then we have to wait and they go through all that. The ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
After further review, yeah. Just think if they could beat Lindsey Graham.
Hey.
He doesn't have a chance in hell. Beating Lindsey Graham. I hope he does.
I hope we can beat what's the name too.
Con.
What's his? I can't
but I think she has the COVID. Amy McGrath, his top challenger. Anyway, I don't know. I might be spreading rumors. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right.
Well, listen, but what now? Let me say this: that mayor from the governor from where was she from?
Michigan.
That they called themselves that they wanted to kidnap her. I believe they wanted to kill her.
Yeah. They wanted to torture her. They wanted to rape her and then kill her, probably.
You know, it's definitely chaos out of control. But we just have to continue to have. We have to continue to have faith. Otherwise, you know, it's a wrap.
You can find those
It's a wrap.
gloves. Did you see any
Yeah.
gloves?
It's really hard.
This is one of them 15 rounders. Split decision. Could go either way. Thank God that girl did so well.
Oh, she was brilliant.
Yeah, she was.
She said, "I'm speaking." You know, I am speaking. And the fly was absolutely remarkable.
Remarkable. Remarkable.
That was the powers that be at that. No one could have predicted that. Did you see that thing where they said that,
And you should see it up here. It's a whole new complexion. I mean, it's like the seasons change. There's Biden signs everywhere. People are out there with flags and stuff right on Route 40. Dancing and carrying on.
oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, everything is Biden now. I think these people took their Trump signs down, some of them. Because it used to be, as soon as you came in Havre de Grace on 155, you saw those big Trump signs.
Oh, absolutely. I remember the last time we were up there for my birthday when we were coming up, there was Trump everywhere.
Yeah, it's changed now.
And I remember one the day that you and I, this was a while back, you and I went to get
Coachy's getting ready to
some
go.
food
All right.
or something. And we saw the guy that had his gun in his belt.
See you next weekend. I'm leaving, Aunt Lil.
Okay, love you, sweetheart.
Love you too. I hope everything goes over smoothly with this.
Oh, it will, darling. It will. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Alright, much love.
I'm going to do Cochise thing, and I'm going to show him how to do it, too. I'm going to make a Facebook and say I'm Cochise Brooke. Oh, God. Lord. You got to give me some pictures and stuff. I should have taken some down. I got that video. I'm streaming that. And so you've got followers.
You get ready to get on the horn and so on and so forth. Well, let me know. Let me know what's up.
All right.
You know we got a game at 1 o'clock.
Man, y'all in trouble, boy. They play the Ravens tough every year, and they're better this year. They've been a long time.
Well, yeah, but they still got a lot of
That's what we enjoy. That's what we enjoy. It helps us make sense of it.
well, you know, we better because this is no rehearsal. You can't rewind, just like you can't rewind the game, okay? You can't rewind. Life does not rewind.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.